Some people see crypto as an investment opportunity, but others see the potential for crypto to change the world. In today's episode, we welcome Desiree Dickerson, a super cool crypto chick who's working to help empower women in post-conflict societies using blockchain technology. We've got some news you can use, as well as the latest winner for 2 tickets to World CryptoCon in Las Vegas, the top crypto show in the universe, according to Joel's and Travis's moms. It's here, and it's episode number 105 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
Comrade Travis, welcome to you, my friend, from Kiev, da?
Да, очень хорошо. Я не знаю.
Are you cursing at me in Russian?
No, I said I don't know.
Okay. Well,
you're about to say I don't know. You said, and I'd be like, that is exactly what I said. But then you stop.
Ochin your plowhole or something like that. I don't know what it is you say, but you are on the other side of the world. And, if we didn't tell people, they wouldn't know, any difference. Some people think we have a studio that we get together in to record the show.
Some people think we have studio. We do not have studio. Some people think that we are rappers. We are not rappers.
We're not rappers.
It's our feelings when they say we're not rappers.
You hurt my feelings. Welcome to the Bad Crypto Podcast, the show for the crypto curious and the crypto serious. And we are here to amuse, entertain, and inform you. I'm Joel Comm. That's Travis Wright. And it's true that our moms think we're the best.
We are here to make financial advice. No, that's another show. That's the other podcast. That's a different one. That's not this one.
It is not the show. And we've got a great show for you. Desiree Dickerson is doing good stuff with blockchain tech. You're going to really enjoy this. We've got some questions coming your way. And we also will be announcing the winner for week 2 of the World CryptoCon weekly ticket giveaway. And tell you how you can also win for this event. But first, let's go to the feature. Mr. Travis Wright, blockchain opens up all kinds of opportunities for things to happen around the world. And some people are choosing to do really good stuff with the things that they're doing around the world with the blockchain things. And we are fortunate to have with us a crypto chick who is also a fan of the show and likes to listen to us at 1.5 speed. So we're talking like this. And now when she goes and listens like this, it's going to sound really bad. Her name is Desiree Dickerson, and she is a blockchain and digital currency fellow at Women for Women International. And I'm gonna let her tell you about the cool stuff that she's doing to empower women in post-conflict areas. Welcome to Bad Crypto, Desiree.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I am definitely a huge fan. I love all things bad crypto.
You are truly bad then.
Definitely.
But you're doing good. It sounds like you're doing really good stuff. Tell us a little bit about what you're working on.
Right. So for the past 6 months, I've been working with Women for Women International. Like you mentioned, I am the blockchain and digital currency fellow there. Really what the nonprofit does is they work with women, as you mentioned, in marginalized areas that are pretty post-conflict, like after wartime or some type of conflict. And they go through a year-long program where the nonprofit works on kind of social empowerment, financial empowerment, a lot of learning. And the women also get a $10 a month stipend for entrepreneurship programs and whatnot. So the CEO there, Lori Adams, is really amazing. And she's really interested in emerging tech and really kind of getting in the front in front of, what's happening in technology and finding out how nonprofits can really can use technology to further their missions. So really what we're working at is just figuring out how the organization can use blockchain to further their programs. So right now we're really focusing on the financial aspect of blockchain. So really remittance payments, reducing fees and transaction speeds, and then also a lot with financial inclusion, so banking for the unbanked. So those are really our two biggest use cases that we're focusing on. And really the biggest hurdle that we've been dealing with is just the fact that these women are often the poorest of the poor, so they don't have access to technology or the internet. So really that's our first hurdle that we're working on, and maybe possibly launching some pilot programs around access to technology, so developing technology hubs, and then really partnering with some pre-existing companies who offer these services. So, think BitPesa or BankU, there's like a whole host of them. And so we're kind of looking into partnerships to leverage pre-existing technology there. So it's really a cool project, 1 to 3 years out, but I'm kind of really just doing some exploration and laying down the groundwork for what will be built out in the future.
Yeah, this is a great organization from my research and having chatted with you, on the Twitters. So some of the key outcomes you guys have for the Women International, like the program, I found was really cool. So you want to help women earn an income. You want to make sure that women are well, women are decision makers, and women have safety nets. And one thing that really struck me was that, I guess you said you're giving them X amount per month as kind of a stipend, and they're on like a 1 year. These women in these war torn regions are, they're on a 1 year deal, and the graduates of that 1 year program report an increase in revenue. They almost quadruple, almost 5 times they were normally making about 37 cents a day whenever they start, and they like more than quadruple that by the time that they graduate. So it's pretty amazing. So what does this program sort of full on entail? Like if they're in there for a year, like what is the curriculum?
So the curriculum really varies. Like you mentioned, like the entrepreneurial skills, but then also just like literacy is a big thing. A lot of the women aren't literate, so it's a really one huge focal point. But then also financial literacy. The women, like you said, maybe making money for the first time ever, like having lost loved ones and husbands in a war. It's their first time making and saving money. So there's a lot about financial literacy and how to save money and not just how to make money. So that's also a really big part of it. And one of the coolest parts of this program, where I've really never seen anywhere else, is, you talked about having women becoming decision makers. And a lot of times you can empower these women, but they still exist in an environment that's not accepting of strong, powerful women. And so they actually have a men's program that they do alongside the women's program. And it's not as long and intensive, but they bring all the men in the community and a lot of the community leaders and do a lot of teaching and training around, what to expect of the women after this program, and teaching them that women can have a lot more financial power and also like socioeconomic power in the community. So that's really one of like my favorite parts of everything that Women for Women is doing right now.
So what kind of which currencies then do you feel will be most effective for cross-border money transfers? What are you looking at using that you think will be most efficient and cost effective?
Yeah, so I think, we haven't really gotten that far down the line in making a call. I think that's still really up in the air. I know like BitPesa is using Bitcoin, but there's, like the Stellar Lumens are out there as well. I think, I've been doing some writing for Philanthropy Journal on really how nonprofits can approach using blockchain and cryptocurrency. So I think it's really a case-by-case basis. I think really the use case matters the most when you're transferring money. You wouldn't think about, remittance fees like not being 7 to 10% and with fast transactions. But, for things like use cases like property rights or identity management, you're obviously going to want to shift more towards something with like Ethereum or, something like that. So I think it's really a case by case basis.
Yeah, we're fans of, and both hodling some Stellar Lumens from way back, and it's so fast. And that, one of the problems that Bitcoin is these high fees.
Yeah. Definitely, you don't want to replace like the already high fees of remittance payments, with your really traditional ways of transition or sending money, but you don't want to replace that with just more high fees and a more logistically burdensome way of like dealing with cryptocurrencies, because obviously there's a huge barrier to entry when you're considering teaching people about cryptocurrencies who don't really know a lot about finances to begin with.
I have a question around like how you went down the rabbit hole, because I did a little research on this, and I want to hear the story. So about you when you were at Georgetown University, you were wasting some time on Reddit, and you stumbled upon Dogecoin. And what happened after you discovered Dogecoin?
So I have finally kind of, after 10 years, cured my Reddit addiction recently, but when I was at Georgetown, I was in a really small program, so I didn't have a lot of friends my first year. So I was just constantly on Reddit, and my big thing on Reddit is I love the subreddit, like our relationship advice, because I love to give relationship advice. And so I love like the giving back aspect. And so I stumbled on Dogecoin. I don't even know how. And I just kind of fell in love with the community. So I kind of got addicted to that and the whole faucets. And then, I at one point tried to like mine Dogecoin. I don't even know what I was doing, but I ended up breaking my computer. And being a really poor grad student, I ended up having to use the desktop computer at Georgetown University for like a year and a half while I finished my program. So it was really painful. So that's kind of what
you could have had. You could have had the Dogecoin community tip you and say, "I ruined my computer. What can I do?" And
I should have. And then I've kind of like since then been reading about it passively and just learning about cryptocurrencies and blockchain. And then I would say, a year and a half ago, I actually had my book bag stolen when I was in Dublin, and my Nintendo DS was in there, which I was addicted to. So once that was gone, I was like, all right, I'm just going to like go full force into this and just, start working in the space. And so that's why I just kind of started volunteering, helping people out. And, now it's like kind of accumulated to actually doing real impactful work, which is amazing. I would have never had imagined being here.
Thank you, Reddit.
Yeah.
Right on. So you are working on a project right now that's developing tech hubs, actual hubs in Rwanda, right, to help with this program. Have you actually been feet on the ground there in the country?
Nope. No, I have not. So, we kind of built out this pilot proposal, and that it's something that would need funding, and it is a little bit way down the line. So, but I have not been to Rwanda. All their staff, like their full-time staff, are really trained in those type of situations. And so I'm not really up to speed on Rwanda would be fine, but some of the other areas they serve, like Afghanistan or South Sudan, I would probably not be very well positioned to go there.
I think Rwanda, because of film and all that, is something that's a little more well known here to, the Western world about the conflicts with the Hutus and the Tutsis, and I think one other, clan that they descended from, and the atrocities that have happened there. So there certainly is a need for rebuilding, and I'd love to see technology efforts and blockchain efforts leading the way.
Yeah, I think that this is a really amazing opportunity, and it's a really good kind of like sandbox for women to play in and really kind of lead the way in this space. And like I said, the leadership there is, so excited about this technology that that's why they put this fellowship out there. So, we're kind of in the next few weeks we're coming to an end and kind of going to be making some decision points. So, hopefully over the next few months, you'll be seeing something even greater.
I want to ask about, I've been to a lot of conferences now in the crypto space, and it seems like, maybe 20% women. It seems that in this space, because it's such a technical, you got to kind of be a super nerd to like really like this, right? In a lot of ways, what is it going to take for us to get to mass adoption and get more women to understand the power of blockchain and they start using cryptocurrencies? Because I think that is the missing piece. That's what it's going to take to get, because in most statistics, I've been, Joel and I've been in marketing for a long time. Women hold the purse strings for most households and most of the money decisions. are made by women, yet most women aren't using crypto yet. There's a bunch of amazing women in blockchain that are moving things forward, but we're still not seeing a whole lot of adoption from women using crypto. What are some things that you think that could maybe help move that forward?
I always think it's really interesting when people say that there's not a lot of women with cryptocurrency. I mean, I tend to believe that, but then I don't know how we would really know outside of, a bunch of people saying it on Twitter or elsewhere. Because the last time I bought cryptocurrency, I didn't identify my gender. But so I think that's interesting. But I do know personally a lot of women who aren't really active in the space and in the culture who have invested in crypto. But I think that there's really just kind of an institutional barrier to having women be interested in technology and finance. And I think that's, something that has been going on for, the length of time. And only recently have we seen a lot of really concerted effort to getting women really interested in the sciences and technology and whatnot. So, I think, there's something that needs to be done that's more long-term looking, where it's, teaching women about STEM and kind of empowering them in that way. But then, women now, I think, really just kind of creating a place that's comfortable for women to operate in. I've been really lucky, and everyone who I've worked with and kind of interacted in the space has been really wonderful and supportive. But, there's a lot of hate out there. I recently just today finally got the most insane Twitter cyberbully banned after quite a while on Twitter. So, I think it's just, kind of having seeing the men play advocates for women in this space is really important. So, not just letting, kind of women forge a path, but really act as partners and, getting their work out there and really well regarded.
Desiree, I'm looking at your Twitter stream right now, and I see, and I'm not going to repeat the name that they use, but I'm not a foreigner to my photo being used on fake accounts. In fact, they get reported on a daily basis, and I'm sorry this has happened to you. Did the account get taken down, or are they still considering it a parody account?
For a while, they were considering it a parody account, which I don't really understand, because from, some of the messages I've received, this account was actually sending fake nude photos pretending to be me in return for Bitcoin, which is awful. And also I wasn't making any money out of that. So it's really unfair. But no, yeah, for a while, Twitter would just respond with, this is a parody account. But if you look at the thread, there's hundreds of people who reported it. So I think today, finally, I don't know if it's suspended or banned or really what the difference is there, but the account's still active, but there's you can't view their tweets.
Is that what it takes? I've faced that same thing where there are accounts that Twitter won't take down, that it's using my copyrighted pictures, and they're saying it's parody, and it's not. It's a fake account, somebody using my photo to scam other people. Twitter's got some big problems, don't they?
Yeah, in the terms of service, it says that if account is a parody account, they actually have to state that on the page, which I've never seen a case in which that actually happens unless it's a true parody account. But yeah, I think Twitter is, they've been shadow banning and censoring a lot of what people have been putting out there in the crypto space. And I think it's going to be really tough for them moving forward. This is really a huge, ripe opportunity for someone in the blockchain space to create something where, we're not relying on a centralized entity to, protect users or not censor people. It really needs to be kind of a community-driven, kind of policing effort. I think we need something better than Twitter at this point.
It looks like you're writing a piece right now about Twitter banning. You write for 21 Cryptos. What have you discovered about that?
So I put a kind of a call for stories out there. And it's been I think a month now where people have just been randomly being banned, and a lot of it stemmed from kind of these awful parody accounts of people writing in the comments and saying, "Oh, if you send me 0.5 ether, I'll send you 3 ether in return that whole that whole scam. And so people were getting banned for that. But then, I honestly, I've had probably 50 people send me their stories, and I've, spent a lot of time having conversations with these individuals. And I really can't find a common thread, to be honest, besides the fact that they were tweeting about cryptocurrency. And so, there was the shadow banning where people could still tweet, but no one would see it. And then there's just like all of these suspended accounts. And someone told me today that they've had their Twitter account for 11 years, and they've really worked at creating a community around the content that they put out. And it's something that they take great pride in and they really care about. And so it's really kind of hurt these people. And it might sound silly that it's just social media, but, the fact that we have this place to have an open forum for discussion and, really create a global community, and Twitter's censoring that and policing it now. It seems just like so Big Brother to me.
Yeah, it has been a big problem, and it's not just Twitter. Like Bad Crypto, we got banned off of YouTube. They sent us an email, and then they said that, hey, we had a video that was flagged. 1 minute later, they sent us an email that said our channel was suspended. 1 minute later, they shut down all of our Google Drive, our Gmail, and we had to log back in. And we had no strikes against us. They said that one of our videos, which was basically a Coinbase tutorial of how to sign up and get your $10 free, because we had some users that had asked about that. So, not only is Twitter doing that, Google's doing that. And there's a big push against, people who are either pushing, these cryptocurrencies and blockchain solutions. They've also sort of been wiping out anybody who is conservative at all. Like their point of view is being eliminated from social media. So these centralized platforms are causing a big problem. And once they start bullying the blockchain community, somebody's certainly going to come up with some solution that fixes it eventually.
Oh yeah, I think InvestFeed was a new blockchain based kind of chat platform for the crypto community that just came out. So a lot of people at least created accounts there just in case they were banned. But yeah, I've heard Google's really cracking down on anything crypto right now, which there are a lot of scams, but at some point people have to do their own research, and you can't really negatively impact 90% of people to just protect, 2%. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, we kind of live in an age that people like to whine and be offended. I'm not sure where they learned it, but I don't know. It bothers me a lot.
Wait a second. Are you whining about people whining?
I am.
That is so meta.
Well, Desiree, it's exciting to hear the cool things that you're doing. And is there anything else you'd like the citizens of the Republic of Bad Cryptopia to know about?
Oh man, I think really just like I just said, do your own research, protect yourself, and then I always kind of encourage people to educate everyone else around you. We can't just live in a bubble. So places like Coin Center are doing really great work to help educate our lawmakers and our regulators. And so supporting organizations like that, I can't really stress that enough. But yeah, let's just not make this a crypto community. Let's make this an everybody community. Everybody should know about crypto and blockchain. So, start by educating your grandma. That's really my point.
No, that's so great, because I was going to ask you that. I was like, because everyone says, explain it to me like I'm 5. So let's not do that. Let's say, explain it to me like I'm 85 real quick. What is blockchain? How would you tell your grandma about what blockchain is?
I think that, I get asked this question all the time, and, I'm a firm believer that you will never understand it in one sentence. But I think the most important thing is telling people not what blockchain is, but what blockchain can do. Don't tell me how. I don't care. I don't need to know how a motor works in order for me to get from DC to Miami. I just need to know that it can get me to a more beautiful place when there's 6 inches of snow on the ground, like today. I think about blockchain, you're just talking about it in that way, where, this is a new technology that's going to decentralize power and, give people the power again. That there's going to be less censorship. It's really a technology to change the way that we've been banking, change the way that we've been receiving information online. I think explaining it that way is a lot more powerful than telling someone that's, oh, this is a decentralized, immutable ledger, blah, 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 blah. Like that doesn't really help most people who aren't really interested to begin with.
Yeah, you can really get lost in the vocabulary, and before the explanation even begins, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Decentralized ledger, immutable? Let me get my dictionary. So we appreciate that. Well, we appreciate you coming on too. I have one last question for you. If you go to your Twitter profile, your header is Skeletor. Come on, what's that all about?
Oh man, I don't know. I think this started like a long time ago when I was in junior high. It was like my favorite insult to say to people, was call them Skeletor. I don't know. It was really strange. And so I've kind of just like channeled that. I just think he's just like a hilarious character.
Joel, you're such a Skeletor.
Oh,
insult, guys.
she doesn't feel that way about me. She likes us. Well, she likes me. Now she doesn't like you. Now you're Skeletor.
Oh man, this is horrible.
Well, Desiree, thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it, and I know our listeners are going to get a lot out of hearing what you had to say today.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. This was such a joy being on. I'm so pumped. You have no idea. And yeah, thanks for everything you guys do. I mean, I learned so much just from listening to your podcast all the time.
Hey, before we get into the questions and comments for this episode, be sure that you go to the Bad Crypto Mastermind and look for the post for this episode, number 105, because we want to know what juicy quotes you pulled out. Desiree said some great stuff, and whatever you found most compelling, if you'll share that as a comment in the Bad Crypto Mastermind under this post, then we might memify you and create a graphic that would then have submitted by your name here on it. So be sure to do that, badcode.in/mastermind, and look for this post.
Bad Crypto Inbox. You got mail.
All right, our first comment from GK. I'm from Canada. I love your show, and I listen to it religiously while drinking Elsinore beer. You hoser.
Take off.
They didn't actually say that part there. The other day, I was listening to a live webcast by Justin's son. I was also reading the tweets at the same time, and there were a lot of comments about his English and presentation skills not being good. I know that in a centralized world, it pays to have great communication skills, but I would expect crypto supporters to be a bit more broad-minded and to try to understand someone's vision, not to judge this guy based on his language skills. I would love to know your thoughts on this. Also, I have a suggestion. We need a t-shirt with the following quote, "Keep calm and do the right thing." I will totally buy it. Very nice.
Of course, calm spelled COMM and right spelled the wrong way, WRIGHT. Look,
that is clever.
Everybody's not going to have great communication skills. Y'all need to be a bit more broad-minded out there, crypto community.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, listen to what you enjoy listening to. And it's one of those things where maybe that persuades him to get better communication skills. But here's the thing. Don't dog on somebody about that. That guy's out there doing his thing, right? If you're out there dogging on somebody who's doing their thing, how about you get out there and do your own thing? And don't be dogging on somebody else who's doing their thing. Yeah, I want to dog on your thing.
Don't dog on my thing.
I'm sorry about your thing, just a joke on.
Bad Crypto voicemail. You have one new message.
Hey guys, it's Mike in Queens. I'm just trying to get me some of that magical internet money.
What's up, Travis and Joel? My name's Ripley. I'm from Wisconsin. I got a question here about crypto that I'm curious on. But before I ask you guys that, I just want to say thank you so much for the podcast. I listen to it anytime I can. I've listened to every single episode. Absolutely love it. You guys are real, and although some people say they don't like the funniness, I definitely love what you guys got going on here. You got a good vibe. My question is regarding stock markets. I got a few relatives and everything who have a large sum of money in stocks or mutual funds or anything like that. But I have a question. Do you think crypto is slowly going to eat away at the market cap of the stock market? Or do you think that crypto is going to provide a channel for people to build a little bit of wealth so that they are then able to begin investing in the stock market for themselves? All right, guys. Thanks. Take care and stay bad.
Rick, thanks for calling. And of course, we invite all y'all to call. The Bad Crypto Hotline number is what, Mr. Travis, right?
That number is 708-885-9030, 708-885-9030, Mr.
And when you
Joel
call now, you get this free slicer, dicer, pureer, and a set of Ginsu knives. Now,
But wait, there's more. There's bad jokes from Joel and Travis and random sing-songs.
That's all you're going to get, actually. There's no knives. Sorry. So, the question is, as people invest in crypto-based companies more, is that going to eat away from the money that's being invested in stocks or mutual funds? And I would say that, money is a zero-sum game. There's only so much wealth in the world, and we create more wealth, right? That's the goal. But at any time, there is a certain supply of money out there, and people have to decide where they're going to invest in, right? Are they going to put it in a stock, in a mutual fund, in a bond? Are they going to put it in cash, hide it under their mattress? Are they going to buy precious metals, or are they going to buy crypto? And certainly as the crypto market cap grows, that means some wealth is likely to be shifted. In fact, we've read articles, Travis, that millennials are, more likely to invest in crypto than in stocks.
The what was it? The head of the CFTC, John Carlo, he had mentioned that his whole family likes crypto way more than they like stocks. And so I think as generations, advance in age, some of the old school people love the stocks. Younger people love the cryptos. And Joel mentioned, you said that there's a finite amount of money. And well, that's true. I have a finite amount of money in my bank account, but the Federal Reserve can just print a bunch more if they want. So, there's kind of a finite amount. So, that's one of those things. And I've read that there is upwards of 1.5 quadrillion dollars worldwide when you talk about paper dollars, digital dollars, which, it's still dollars, but they're not printed. They're just numbers on the screen, digital dollars, stocks, bonds, bills, the note, treasury notes, et cetera, derivatives, 1.5 quadrillion. And right now, $400 billion is in the crypto market. Is there room to grow? Yes. Will all of that go in crypto market caps down the road? Doubtful. But will a lot of it? Yeah. Where it comes from? To me, it's inconsequential. It's going to come from somewhere. And, that's the stock market may take a hit. In theory, it would say that when the stock market takes a hit, crypto should go up. When the stock market takes a hit, the gold market should go up. But there's still some big money hands in there that does a little bit of manipulation from time to time. And so, it doesn't always do what you think it should do. So I guess we'll see.
Indeed, we shall. We do like your questions. If you already have the number to call us, or you can write us, badcryptopodcast@gmail.com, or click the link on the website that says contact Travis and Joel, and that's another way to reach us. And now let's go to the news. This just in, we have a winner. Ding, 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 ding. As you guys know, the World CryptoCon is coming up October 31st through November 2nd in Las Vegas, worldcryptocon.com. And they are giving away via the Bad Crypto podcast a pair of tickets every week. Every stinking week, a pair of tickets. And we are pleased to announce that we have a winner for this week, Travis.
That is true. Every single week, we're creating winners. I can tell you one guy who's not tired of winning, and his name is Edward Rabino.
Ding, 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 ding.
Edward,
Ding, 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 ding.
you are a winner. And don't let anybody tell you anything differently, because you are a winner. And doggone it, people like you, and you're smart, and you're really handsome. And you got so much going for you. And you're going to be going to Vegas.
Yeah, 2 tickets, one for you and a friend. And you get chicken for dinner, Edward.
And one for your mom. You can take your mom. to Las Vegas with you? Everyone likes to take their mom to Vegas.
How do you win? Simple. Go to badco.in/WCC. That's how you win. Well, that's how you enter to win. It's not how you win. What that does is it signs you up for our weekly newsletter, which we are now doing weekly, actually. We're pulling the team together to get things done to make sure you get timely info. And the newsletter is going out each week. And you have to subscribify and be on that list. And we select a random winner. So if you want to enter to win, badco.in/WCC, and you will have a shot. And we'll announce another winner next week.
/winner, #winner, winner.com.org.
All right. So what else we got going on in the news? What's happening in the great state of Tennessee?
Tennessee. So in the great state of Tennessee, the governor of Tennessee has recently signed a bill that legally recognizes blockchain data and smart contracts under Tennessee state law. So if somebody puts something on the blockchain and has that as a smart contract that is triggering on certain, rules, then the state of Tennessee says that is a legal contract.
And binding. The text of the bill says, as introduced, recognizes the legal authority to use blockchain technology and smart contracts in conducting electronic transactions, protects ownership rights of certain information secured by blockchain technology. So I think that's good. Let's recognize that blockchain is a legitimate way to store data and is contractually legitimate.
Yep. And this is like one of the other states, Wyoming had some big stuff go through with blockchain. There's becoming a whole lot of new blockchain initiatives that are popping up in Wyoming. And there's also a couple of laws in a couple other states. The law is very similar to what's going on in Florida and Nebraska. However, the Florida bill has died on the calendar and the Nebraska bill has not yet been voted on. But Arizona also has a similar measure that into law last May. So more and more states are blockchainificationizing their laws.
Meanwhile, south of the equator, I thought this was a joke when I first saw it, and then I realized this is actually true. Pablo Escobar is the Colombian drug lord who's now deceased. His brother Roberto has come up with an alternative to Bitcoin via a hard fork, and it's called Diet Bitcoin.
Diet
Less
Bitcoin.
filling, tastes great.
It tastes great. Now this is going to be called DDX on the exchanges, and actually Roberto de Jesus Escobar Gaviera's website for Diet Bitcoin has a 281-page PDF called The True Story by Roberto Escobar for Pablo Escobar's Diet Bitcoin. So basically he's calling out the U.S. government for, basically being a fraud. He says, I'm the first person in the world, Roberto de Jesus Escobar Gaviera, to publicly come out and claim that Bitcoin was created by the American government. And I am not going to be the last person to say this. The world is going to wake up. The world is going to see that this was created by them. And when they see it, it is too late. And when the CIA finds out that the world knows about this, the CIA is going to sell all their coins and they will destroy the value of Bitcoin. That is why I, Roberto de Jesus Escobar Gaviera, is creating my own cryptocurrency called Diet Bitcoin, DDX.
Well, this gets more entertaining because, in this book that Roberto has written, he says that Satoshi Nakamoto approached him about cryptocurrencies. That is, he's actually spoken with Satoshi Nakamoto. So,
or as he calls him, El Conejo. I get a call this time. It was from El Conejo. El Conejo is telling me that he is talking to Satoshi Nakamoto. He is not just talking. He is with him right now in Lima, Peru. I say, El Conejo, I do not know who this man is. Bring him to my house. El Conejo responded, okay.
All righty. Meanwhile, back in civilization, this story out of Investopedia, the Winklevoss twins unveil proposal for self-regulation of crypto markets. Can self-regulatory organizations provide a solution to the regulation problem in crypto markets. The Winklevoss twins, Tyler and Cameron, they're the ones that own the trading exchange Gemini, think so. I would like to believe that that is true.
We shall see. So they've unveiled a proposal for a virtual commodity association, which is going to be a self-regulatory organization for the crypto markets. And it's going to promote price discovery, efficiency, transparency. We've chatted with a couple of folks that are doing some stuff trying to, not necessarily regulate, but at least sort of organize the exchanges, because every single exchange has its own price of Bitcoin, right? And with the stock market, if you want to buy the price of Apple is the same across every single exchange. Now, with crypto exchanges, there's opportunities for arbitrage where the prices are not the same. If you're trying to get Bitcoin in South Korea, the price is going to be, in some cases, 15, 20, 25% more than what it would be in some cases in America. So, you know what? I think it would be good to have some sort of, organization and regulation in this. It would be good if we could self-regulate, because once the big government tries to regulate for us, normally we don't win.
We need to get the Winklevi on the show again. Cameron and Tyler, the summoning is out there. We would love for you to come be on the show. And also on the wish list remains Andreas Antonopoulos and Vitalik Buterin, and among others that we would love to have here on the show. So Winklevi, come visit with Bad Crypto. It will be good.
That would be awesome. And we also do not like the Zuckerberg. So we have that in common. So we are brethren.
He's not invited.
He's not invited.
I'm adding a last minute news item to the show here, Travis, and I dropped it in the show notes because I got targeted with an ad for it. And the reason I thought we should talk about it is because we talked a lot about crypto kitties, and we knew that there would be other collectible crypto games to come along. And now there is an ICO going on for blockchain cuties, blockchaincuties.co. Cutest blockchain collectible game with adventures.
Ooh, with adventures.
Yeah.
So you get to play with puppies, lizards, bear cubs, cats, and other real fantasy creatures alike. And each cutie is unique and 100% belongs to you. If you want to breed a lizard with a bear cub, go right ahead. If you want to merge a cat with a puppy, that's going to be some weird shit, but feel free to do it.
Science experiments. What they've done is they've taken it. It looks like they intend to take it next level. You can breed them, or you can have them battle and level them up. And then they are on the Ethereum blockchain, and the cuties are ERC 721 tokens. I'm not sure what those are, but like ERC20 based, they can be transferred or sold to other players like regular crypto. So if you want to check that out, they actually have a beta going on now. Crypto cuties, blockchaincuties.co is that thing there.
Well, since you mentioned, Mr. Joel Comm, about the 721, ERC 721, there's also an ERC 223, and then, of course, the ERC 20. And so I put a link here in the show notes. Obviously, the ERC 20, that's the most common one. Most 99%, most all of the ICO tokens on top of Ethereum is using the ERC 20 token. And here it actually shows you the code of that. The ERC 223, that was introduced by a developer who decided to solve some issues with the ERC 20 tokens. And there's some advantages, and talks a little bit about that, what you can do with that one. And then there's also the 721 token, and there's also some other ERC standards as well. So there are more than one type of token, Mr. Joel Comm.
You're Googling things, so I don't have to. I like that. We're on the fly here. Show prep is happening as we're talking. The ERC 721 is a non-fungible token. And I kind of like my tokens non-fungible.
Well, you all about fun, right? You wrote a book, The Fun Formula. Maybe your next book will be The Fungible Formula.
Here's something else that I learned that I did not know, and I never really stopped to think, what does ERC mean? I know that I figured that the E in it stood for Ethereum, but ERC stands for Ethereum Request for Comments. So it's calling upon the community of the developers to create standards for, how the token works within the Ethereum ecosystem. And so what we're most familiar with is the ERC-20, by which most smart contracts have the standard of, what can be listed on various exchanges without extra technical work. And we've got a link to a Medium article, which Mr. Travis Wright has Googled so that you can learn more about this.
I want to tell you, man, about my new ERC token. It's the ERC 420, and it's totally, it's a token, man. Don't worry about it.
It sounds like you've been token. As we wrap up the news here, Travis, we've got a poll that is happening on the Bad Crypto Mastermind right now. And I don't want to give away any of the results because I don't want to influence them at all. But if you guys go look at the Bad Crypto Mastermind and just do a search for crypto news in the left side, did you know that you can search Facebook groups really easily? Go to badco.in/mastermind. And on the left side, you'll see search this group. And if you type in crypto news, 2 words, it'll come up with a poll. And what we're talking about doing now that we've got this format change where we're getting into the feature first and then doing the questions and then doing the news, what would you guys think of us pulling the news out of regular episodes completely and doing a dedicated episode once a week where it's all news, where we just go somewhere between 10 to 12 news items for the week. And Travis and I just do news. So go find the poll, go vote, leave your comments, let us know what you think. Just like the crypto world is constantly changing and adapting, Bad Crypto Podcast also changing and adapting to best serve your needs, because we, the benevolent dictators of the Republic of Bad Cryptopia, love you, the citizens.
Yeah. And, that's one of the things about this is that, with our first 100 episodes, if you go back and listen to some of those episodes, the news is very dated, right? It happened in July, happened in August, September, whatever. And then you'd have to, kind of scroll through our banter to get to the feature. Some people have told us in the past, quit the banter, man. We just want the feature. And so this kind of is a win for everyone, because if you like what it is that we talk about in the news, if you like what it is that we talk about with the other different things, we put the feature first, then we go into our comments from you guys and questions from you guys. Then we go into the news. Maybe we're thinking about pulling that news out and only having one article, or one podcast a week that's just news. And maybe we do a Facebook Live with that, Mr. Joel Comm.
Right. We go live so the community can interact with that in the mastermind. And then that becomes the audio from that becomes the podcast. And maybe we should just have a show where it's only banter, Travis, because we have some people that are like, oh, we love the banter. You guys are hilarious. And so it's the banter edition of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
Yeah, well, maybe we need a new numbering system for that. Bad Crypto Banter 001.
Well, that is enough banter. I think that's going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please give us your feedback. Reach out and touch someone with crypto.
But do it with their permission, though. Don't do it in a weird way. Don't reach out and touch someone.
And so there's that. And with one final piece of instruction to the citizens of the Republic of Bad Cryptopia, you know what you got to do? You got to stay bad. The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor. Oh my gosh, I lost you right here at the end. That's funny. All right, I'm just going to finish it then here.
Who's bad?
It's Ellen's Mother's Day show with 400 expectant moms, Kris Jenner, huge giveaways, and big surprises.
Twitch, you are the father. Ellen, today at 3 on NBC for New York. Then at 4, get 20 minutes of uninterrupted news, plus your exclusive 10-day forecast, all before the first commercial. Join Stephen Holt, Natalie Pascarella, and Dave Price for News for New York at 4 p.m. today on NBC for New York.